I know a lot of people are having some issues about complaining about the kind of support that Jungkook received when he was promoting. And then there are, of course, Jungkook solos that are saying that he's actually not getting the kind of treatment that he should deserve or whatever. But do remember that each member actually wanted different things in their careers. I think I think this is just my opinion. I don't know them personally, but I think RM won't be good. Like he won't like that kind of a direction for himself because he is in a different state of mind as an artist. But I think in that time, if that kind of a promotion was offered to RM, I don't think he would go for it because he was just in a different headspace. So that is the answer. I think we're just all expecting that everything will that everything has a template. It does not. Like their promotions have different needs. Each member has different desires and wants and ways of doing things, and that actually in the end affect how they're promoting. I also think that circumstances could get in the way. Like maybe each member would like to do something, but then because of circumstances, even though one of the members was able to do it, the other can't because of certain circumstances. So I don't think it's about favorites, especially because of BTS. I think it's about us not fully understanding how things are done there. The other thing is that I think it's going to be totally unreasonable for Big Hit or for HYBE to not give each member the kind of promotion that they want because each member of BTS is outperforming all the other artists of HYBE commercially and artistically at this stage. So, I mean, if I'm HYBE, I'm like, why will I not give them everything that they want, right? So that's my take. I hope I was able to express it um, succinctly and clearly. But that's how I see it. Now, is it possible that some members are actually feeling slighted? Everything is possible, but um, I think their contract is structured so that they have an out anytime that they want. And I think that if it gets to a point where they are unhappy in the way that they are being treated, I strongly believe that they will make a move and just leave. I think at this stage they are past that point where they feel that if they leave Big Hit, it's not going to work out anymore because they know that they're all successful. So I don't think anything can stop them if they want to leave. Yeah. Oh, definitely for sure. But what I mean is if they've gotten to that point where when they are not happy anymore, I think they will just I don't think they're the type of people that would stay in a situation that is not healthy for them. I think we owe them more than that. I mean, it doesn't mean even if they leave, for example, Big Hit, doesn't mean that that's the end of BTS, right? So Mary R said, Suga said on Suchuita that each member was in charge of their solo project, what promos they want to do, etc. Angela Star, this is what I think though. I do think that the management or the members get everything right all the time. I don't think they are perfect. I think there are some things that they felt, oh, I should have done that. I didn't, or I shouldn't have done that, but I did. I don't think they're perfect. So some of the things that we feel, oh, why did he do that? Like, or whatever, or why didn't they do something? They probably are thinking about the same thing. Just that's just how it is. Nobody's going to get everything perfect all the time. Leah said the guys aren't given enough credit. However, I perfectly just want to say to that person who said that she or he thinks that the company has a favorite. I think it is perfectly natural for us to be worried about our favorites. I mean, that is part of the strength of armies that we're very, very proactive in protecting the boys, right? So I think that's natural for us to feel that my favorite is not getting the same treatment that the others are getting. I think that's natural. And for as long as we're porting it in the right way, in the right activity, I think it should be fine. instead of Annalise asking, "Can I ask you something?" Yes, you can ask me something. So for as long as we're like channeling our energy into something that will benefit our favorite, then that should be okay. Someone from Earth, unpopular opinion, because BTS doesn't do payola, collab with other artists, especially Western, is limited. You could be right. LK said, I feel that Big Hit is getting lazier and cheap and just let Army do the hard work. Um, no, it's a business, LK. I think, and it's a business that produced a conglomerate. So I lazy is the one thing that you're not gonna be. They know that their cash cow is BTS. So they may be lazy in other group, but not in BTS. We do need to understand though that well, I've actually said everything that I was going to say. So that is my response. Like from an objective point of view, like it doesn't. I own a business, and if I have a cash cow, I might be lazy in everything else, but not on my cash cow. Okay. The Bio Explorer said, I love that the members are the ones that decide what promotions they do. So if you think one of them needs more, take it up with them. Fire Butterfly, notice anytime the company has prohibited, it was a mutual agreement based on supporting data. That's the reason for why not. Stop comparing members so your life will be happier. Yeah, it's actually one of the first things that I said in this specific live stream, that each member is in a different stage in their career, and they also have different objectives, definitely different genres, different markets. So we can't expect that they're all and they're different people. So we can't expect that they're all promoting the same way and wanting the same way. I think we just need to. And then the other thing is, I perfectly understand people that are saying that Big Hit is not doing that, Big Hit is not doing this, that, or whatever. I perfectly understand that. And for I think the best thing to do for us is to actually channel our frustration into something that we know will benefit our favorite. Anything else, I think if all we do is complain and not do something about what we're complaining about, then we're just adding to the problem instead of contributing to the solution, right? So if you're frustrated about something, then let's just make up for it, right? Let's just make up for it. And it is what it is. The group is signed with Big Hit. Each member decided individually to re-sign with Big Hit. So, and each member we know is in that stage of their career when they know their value and their worth already. If they want to leave, their contract is structured in a way that if they want to leave, they can leave. Um, the mere fact that they are staying means that they want to stay, and we need to respect that. And they must have their reason for staying. In the same way, they probably have their reasons for doing the things the way that they're doing it. It was Jimin's choice to work with the same group for his first album to his second album. It was Jungkook's choice to actually do an album and work with all of his producers and just receive songs instead of writing them. It was RM's choice to delay his enlistment so that he can get RPWP done. He needed it. All of those were their choices. So we're just gonna have to respect that. Anything, and if there is something that we don't like about it, we should be asking, we should be taking it up with the members. We should be doing something about it so that we can make up for what we think doesn't help. But more importantly, let's be careful of what we say, because what we say can reflect back into the members. I see a lot of people that are saying that. I think, like for example, I think it's stupid that that Jimin didn't perform in this or that, and I'm like, what if it was Jimin's choice to not perform? Are you calling him stupid? So think about what we say will reflect, how that is going to reflect to the members. I heard somebody saying that they think it's so cheap. Was it cheap? Was that the word said? Oh yeah, like, oh, it's so cheap, and so, oh, that they're abusing Suga, that they're abusing Suga for asking him to do all of this content for them. Like he had a documentary, then he had a series and whatever. And I'm like, so if it was Sugar's choice, are you saying that he's abusing himself? Like, be careful, because a lot of the things that we are saying can reflect back into them. Be careful of what it will imply about them. Um, so it's better to be careful of the criticism instead of just allowing the anger to take hold and to control our what we say. Always remember that if we claim that our priority is BTS, then we need to think about those things too. Okay. So I always say, like, do you think BTS will allow, like, for example, if you really do you think BTS is the kind of group that will allow themselves to be mistreated? And they were like, someone said that no, like when it comes to bullying and abuse, anybody can be a bully and abuse. And I definitely agree with that. Like when somebody bullies anybody, 100%, 100%, the fault is on the bully. Let me make that clear. Anybody who abuses anybody, anybody who hurts anybody, it was the one who abused or who hurt somebody. 100% of the blame goes to that person. Absolutely. For sure. If anybody mistreats you, 100% of the blame goes to the person who mistreated you. You have nothing, you have no fault in that. Okay? So, case closed. Now, if you are being abused, especially if you're like very much an adult already, you should also hold responsibility to yourself to not allow yourself to be in that situation. So, get out of it, right? Especially if you have the resources to do so, get out of it. Do not allow people to continue mistreating you or abusing you or bullying you. Do not allow that. Do something about it. But if you're an adult, you have the resources, get out of it. Get out of it. Now, it's not your fault that you're in that situation and that they're abusing you, but get out of it. So BTS is in that situation when they have the resources to actually get out of it if they are not getting the treatment that they want. That is why I'm saying I do not think BTS members are the kind of people that would allow themselves to continuously be in that situation. I think they have if they are being mistreated, absolutely not their fault. Absolutely not their fault. But I also believe that they are going to do something about it. I think they love their parents enough to know to not get themselves in that situation. I think they love each other very much to not allow other members to get into that situation. And I also know that they are smart enough to know how to get out of it.